Okay, so trying to figure out where to start this shit. I guess that's where this starts. Just immediate.
This is the R version.
So R as in rated R, or R as in me and you?
R as in retarded.
So that's just answer option D, all of the above. Retarded, our, and R. They're gonna be swearing. They're gonna be some probable titty talk, and there's probably gonna be some, I don't fucking know. Why is it we were so fucking dead 5 minutes before this? The second we put on a camera, air quotes. It's okay. Now we must be entertaining and giggle and shit like.
Because we have fucking like the humor of like 2 years. Like you said, bitches.
We have a lot more than just the humor for 2-year-old. We also have the IQ of one. So movies.
Hey, Rahul.
Have fun editing this year, fucker. So for those of you now listening, it's the new podcast host, Perren. I'm taking this shit over because I'm better than these fuckers.
We replaced Rahul.
And you are?
The name's Danny Boy. Danny Boy now.
Bitch, only I call you Danny Boy, and only when I'm bitter.
Yeah, when you're mad, you say, listen here, Daniel.
Yeah, it's David 99% of the time. But when you fuck around and get on my nerves, it's, you sure you want to do this, Daniel? That's the warning. It's the, you take a shot at me, I send 30 back, and you're just like, you sure you want to play this game? You sure? And I'm standing there like a crazed chihuahua, just like, grrr, let's do this shit.
And then you start humping the sofa couch.
Hey, I don't hump sofa couches. I hump the bed. Like a gentleman. Yeah, so movies. We saw a lot of them. What's the fucking number now?
30. We saw 32 in theaters, and then I saw like 6 on Netflix afterwards.
I'm sure I saw a bunch.
But you saw The Irishman.
Fuck Irishman.
Your favorite movie of the year.
Fuck Irishman. It's not that it's bad. It's just that it's 3.5 hours long and decides at least 45 of those minutes can be wasted on stupid shit. This movie could have been 2 hours and 50 minutes if they cut the nonsense.
So this is a review of The Irishman.
I guess that's where we're starting. Fuck it. Why was there a 6-minute scene dedicated to a fish?
Because it happened in real life. So,
but did it impact
clearly it was important to the story.
See, because I happened to come across a video talking about that same case from like a year ago before the movie was a thing. I know why that fish scene exists in real life. It doesn't say why it exists in the movie. The real purpose of the whole fish talk was when the police went to investigate the car to find Jimmy Hoffa's like killer, or like to find out what happened. They noticed the car had freshly been cleaned, and they're like, "That's suspicious as fuck," because no one freshly cleans a car like that unless you did some shit. And the whole reason the car's freshly cleaned is because there was a bunch of fish in it. But they never explain that in the movie, so you just see them arguing about fish for a solid 6 minutes.
Maybe they did explain it. We just
No, they don't. They don't. They never they mention the fish, but they never explain why they mentioned the fish. They never go back to, oh, the car had been scrubbed out and shit. Or watch me like horrendously wrong and just get called out by the 4 people that are going to listen to this. Like, basically, I'm just waiting for Rahul to call me out when he has to edit this shit.
It was one of Rahul's favorite movies of the year.
Fuck Irishman and fuck Rahul.
Granted, I don't think it would have made it in previous years. He said he definitely didn't see 40 movies.
See, when you say that number out loud, I start thinking, wow, $15 a movie at minimum. And then you start getting real depressed.
I think I did the calculations. Maximum would have been
I don't want to know this number.
No,
I don't want to know this number.
Not even, it's not the word. Well, it's like 600
I don't want to know.
600 max. But that's not including not seeing things in AVX, the Costco tickets, gift cards, Steam points, stuff like that. Because we didn't see everything in AVX. Sometimes we have to like the half day show.
Did we spend $600?
It would have been maximum $600.
Is that together or is that like separately?
Separate.
Oh god.
But that's if we saw everything in AVX.
So that's basically the highest price
$20 per ticket. So I was saying, for me at least, it would have gone down to like $450 because I got gift cards, Costco tickets. Sometimes we paid for each other's tickets, stuff like that.
So let's say ballpark
$450. I'd say.
Yeah,
$450.
See, I was gonna say that sounds about right, but that sounds fucking terrible.
It sounds terrible.
We spent a console going to movies and we didn't like half of them.
No, actually, at least we mostly share the same opinions. On the list, it was like only there were a lot of 5s and 6s. but nothing we despised.
Well,
And we saw a lot of good stuff.
Couple we despised.
The couple we despised.
One big one that we'll get into later, because that fucker needs its own topic that we've been bitching about since it came out for a month.
I mean, that'd be a great. That's probably what we should do right now. Like our favorites with Rahul.
No, first let's go through the list and just like get each what we thought for each of them.
Okay.
Ah, yes, the professionalism. Got the computer turned off, got the list put away. Yes, he's so ready. At least I'm ready over here. I got these notes already opened. Look at that professionalism. Got shit numbered. I got my list ready to go. Bitch.
But do you have the fish?
No, and apparently needed the movie.
Yeah, we need the fish.
Do we though?
The fish.
I feel like we could knock 6 minutes out of things by removing the fish.
No, we need the
kind of
fish.
like how we could remove 6 minutes from this podcast by not talking about this damn fish.
All right, so the first one, who cares? It's the Godzilla anime, the last one.
Yeah, it means nothing to me because I didn't watch it.
Yeah. I mean, we already talked about that.
Godzilla anime, big fuck you, monster destroy city. Next.
That would have been the fun option, but no, it was dumb. It was pretty bad. But the first movie we saw was Glass.
You mean like the definition of dropping the ball in the third act? It was so good till the third act, and it ruined everything.
The first and second act are great, honestly.
Yeah. Like the movie's a solid 8 all the way running through, and then then Shyamalan decides time for twists. And then he drops the ball. Then he kills the motherfucker.
It wasn't even. I don't even think the twist was the worst thing. I really think it's a case of the budget starting to show because they wanted to do an action scene. They could superheroes. I get it, right? But it was so it was so fantastically lame.
But does it cost any less for have Bruce Willis fake throw a punch to dude instead of I'm gonna drown Bruce Willis in a puddle?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe if it was a lake, I don't know, something.
Maybe if they had him get taken out, because his whole thing is supposed to be borderline super strong and shit. Have him take out a couple motherfuckers in the process, or at least have it be more than one dude just holding him down gotcha, bitch. All right, but what the fuck we see after that?
The Lego Movie 2.
I think that's the only movie on this list that I actually fell asleep in.
Were you asleep?
Why do you think I was so fucking bitter and I was just quiet for a solid 20 minutes in there?
I was sitting beside you. I think I would have noticed.
Clearly you didn't, because I know when it happened too. Because I remember exactly what scene I did not see, and I was very confused afterwards.
What was it?
When they reveal that what's his name now? Evil Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
When they reveal he's actually good Chris Pratt from the future. Yeah, I slept right through that reveal. Even though I called it 45 minutes before it happened. I slept through the actual reveal, and then when you guys told me at the end, in my head I just went, fucking called it, bitch.
Wow. I mean, yeah, we were pretty bored by that.
And also, I remember the fucking theater in there, I got the janky broken chair that didn't, go back enough, so I was sitting a 45-degree angle, and I was just mad the entire time. So, fuck that movie. And that theater.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty disappointing. The first one is so great.
Yeah.
And that was just it felt rehashed and rushed. And apparently it's over now. They're not making any more Lego movies.
Yeah. Because I was going to be there's more I want to see from this, but it's no. The only thing I would want to see is more Lego Batman, but it's no, we got the Lego Batman movie.
Because I don't know what, something happened. People, ironically, critics liked it. The few people who saw it liked it, but just
kind of flopped. People were kind of over it at that point.
Mm-hmm. Next, Alita Battle Angel.
This movie was fun, and that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah. It has quite the fan base online.
Yeah, because it's anime weebery nonsense.
Yeah.
It's fun, has a waifu for the main character, and the action's good in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the most violent PG-13 you'll ever see.
Yeah. How to Train Your Dragon 3.
If you didn't like How to Train Your Dragon 3, you might not have a heart.
Yeah.
That movie is just a definition of kind.
It's everything you could ask for, even though I didn't see the second one, I know what happens and stuff.
Yeah.
But in terms of a third movie, everything just comes together real nicely.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Yeah. Speaking of sweet, fighting with my family.
Oh, we know someone who didn't think it was too sweet. Did we tell that story?
Yes.
All right. Fuck it, we're putting it on the internet. So, for the people listening that weren't part of this, so me and David were at EB Games, and if there's any Americans here, GameStop, essentially. And so, fucker over here, he has a Frozen fetish because he's a dirty whore. and he was buying the pop vinyl for Elsa in EB Games, and I was standing next to him. I was buying, I think, Need for Speed or some shit. I was buying a game. I was at the cashier next to him, and so I'm paying for my shit. I'm like small talk with the girl who was helping me out, and the girl who was helping him out was a girl we had spoken to beforehand. We knew her a little bit before. So he hands her the fucking pop to pay for it. She looks down at it. She's like, Elsa, really? She looks back at him. He's just like, oh dear God, no, please. and so I don't hear that part. But what I hear next is she looks up at him, just stone cold face. I'm judging you for this. He just looks defeated. I look over and I'm just like, you fucking should. And I start dying. And she starts dying. And then David starts emotionally dying. So
it wasn't stone cold. It was being playful, but like...
Didn't sound that way. But maybe that's just my memory turning into what I want it to be. Where she just thorough judgment.
It was also like, just like the simulations moments. Like, God damn it. It would have been whatever if you weren't there. It would have been funny. Just you were there. You were being a cunt. So.
Exactly. Which could be the tagline to my fucking autobiography. I was there being a cunt. But so afterwards, so we talked to her a little bit more after that. I spend like a solid 5 minutes just making fun of him because that's what I do. Because I'm a terrible human being. And next thing, so we start talking about other things. And she happens to bring up that like she's a big wrestling fan. She wants to be a wrestler. So I'm just like, oh, maybe we can recover this friendship. And I ask, hey, I bet you probably saw Fighting with My Family. We thought it was pretty good. First thing she responds is, fuck that movie.
Oh, I hate it. It was so wrong. I know that story. They did it all wrong. And we just looked at each other like, oh God.
Worse, like we have made a grave mistake. And she just bitter after that. We're like, okay, well, bye-bye, time to leave. So she hates it, but as someone who knows nothing about the story of Paige, except she apparently likes threesomes, I thought it was pretty fun. It was a good time.
It was great.
The definition of The Rock jamming himself into movies that he has nothing to do in, except for the fact that he produced it. So you better believe his name's going to be the big one on this title. He's in the center of that poster. He has the biggest name in the credits. His name is first on the thing, on the movie's, fuck, I'm blanking on the name now, cover? Like the poster.
Yeah, the roll call.
Yeah. His name's first and everything. He has the biggest picture on everything. He's in that movie for 33 seconds. And he says like 3 lines. It's a real definition of The Rock jamming himself into places.
Oh man, the next one. This was something. It was Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Oh my God. The first 10 minutes. Jeez.
Oh, that was such a good time.
So our theater bugged out, and for the first 10 minutes, the audio wasn't working, but it wasn't just, like, silence. You could hear shuffling and, like, these rhythmic hums when the character spoke. So we thought it was, like, some weird flashback, and this was going on for,
artistic choices or some shit.
Yeah, 10 minutes, and I'm like, this is ballsy. Like, I'm kind of impressed that this is the intro they're going with. And some guy comes... some
fucking
out.
Theater employee walks out, he basically goes, we made a mistake. The movie's not supposed to be like this. And everyone's like, oh, because the entire audience was okay with this.
The theater started dying.
So that was fun. Then they put the proper movie on and things got immediately worse.
It was fine.
I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the fucking 8-year-olds in front of us. Remember? DC's... Oh, wait, no, that wasn't the thing. That's a different movie. That's a different movie. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm confusing all my superheroes now.
That was Aquaman. We'll talk about that.
We'll get to those kids later. My bad.
No, I think Experience was the worst one we had. Well, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. But in terms of a better one, even though we have to sit in the front for this one, I mean, we sat in the front for a lot of things.
At least our theater, like the front, isn't that bad because we have a pretty decent gap between the screen and like the front area.
Us.
Were we in the front for this?
We were sitting in the corner.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, the actual seam position never really bothered me for us, but goddamn, Jordan Peele is so fucking talented.
Oh yeah, that was on my that was I mean, it was on my list. I explained it all already.
It's not as good as Get Out, but it is goddamn fantastic.
Yeah, even I saw Get Out afterwards, and even I have to say, like, Get Out's a better movie.
Yeah. I'll say it's like Get Out's fantastic on its own, but you gotta see that shit in a theater because every like reveal twist that like he had the audience around his finger. That shit was crazy.
It also was bad shit.
Yeah.
Next was Shazam.
Shazam. I hate this movie for like all the wrong reasons. I hate this movie because it's kind and like inoffensive, and that bothers me because I'm so over like. To me, it feels like a Phase 1 Marvel movie, and I'm so done with that shit.
I think you should say you're kind of done with that for superhero movies, because, I mean, you described How to Train Your Dragon the same way in a positive light.
Yeah, it's like, I'm done with Phase 1 Marvel shit, even though this is DC, where it's like, I'm sick of superhero origins where it's like, I suddenly have powers, I must test my powers. Villain, I must defeat villain. And, you know, your boy's favorite movie trope, the power of friendship / love. Say my name, guys. Billy? Listen here, you little fucking retard.
That's what makes you transform. You little fucking...
Your legs already don't work. Don't make me change that.
Oh, man. Next was Hellboy.
Hellboy was more fun than Shazam.
No, not to me. I was bored of shit.
Yeah, Hellboy was bad.
We were bored, disgruntled, and just kind of mad.
It was more fun to watch because we were clowning it the whole time.
I was ready for in the trailer they showed like the demon apocalypse, and I'm like, oh shit, all these fucking demons are gonna be running around killing people. Every shot of the demons was in the one trailer, the 20 seconds of demon action, and then they go away.
Yeah, but that like 20 seconds is like, it's the most interesting what if, because it's like, what if we got that movie instead where, you know, it's cool. He's riding around on a fucking dragon with Excalibur and a flaming crown, and he's got his full horns, and he's just Demon King Hellboy. It's like, it's like, I want that movie. I don't want to see this motherfucker walking around fighting a giant in a Scotland or some shit for like 5 minutes.
Oh, terrible CG, terrible green screen.
And the most disturbing, like, depiction of, like, what am I trying to say here? Like a telekinetic person where like they can talk to the dead and shit. Because everyone else is like, oh, a spirit or something. This is just intestines become fucking people.
Yeah,
and it's the world's scariest looking thing.
I didn't even remember that.
I only remembered it because I happened to see a picture of it a couple days ago.
So a bit of a step up from Hellboy. Next was Avengers Endgame.
Real different fucking that's not even a movie to me. That's just the conclusion to a saga.
It's the season finale. It's the event. It's the event of the fucking decade. Like,
it's the big cinematic boss fight at the end of the game. It's right after you can't return to this point. Everything you do is permanent from here on out. Are you sure you want to continue? And then they hit yes, and then Endgame starts. Endgame's fucking good, though.
Endgame's great.
Bro Thor is my fucking soulmate. Wait a minute, that came out wrong. I meant to say spirit animal, but...
Soulmate works too.
We're not adding this to the list, you dirty bastard.
Oh, we are.
No, we're not.
It's just if I can have if I have a bizarre harem, you have a bizarre harem now.
I don't like this slow harem that's been gathering between us. It's all kinds of terrible.
Now it's on the internet. It's a question.
I mean, as long as the only 5 people sees this, we're good.
Speaking of harem, Salsa's harem, Detective Pikachu.
Oh boy. That's not his harem, that's just his straight fucking fetish. This man was walking Detective Pikachu like wanted to stick his dick in that fucking giant Tortega or wherever it was.
God damn. I mean, that was alright, actually. It's probably, like, the best
It was
video game
inoffensive.
movie.
A lot of these movies from last year could really be described as inoffensive. Shazam's inoffensive, but I'm just mad because I'm a bitter asshole.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I will say I'm impressed that I liked the main character because he is literally the worst character in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, but you have a whole rant
but even people who like that movie says he's annoying because he's the screaming nerd, right?
Yeah, but you have this weird raging hate boner for that movie, so
it's not that weird. If you've seen some of the reaction online, some people really hate it.
Yeah, but I'm controlling this narrative here, and to me, it's pretty fucking weird.
Nah. Next was my movie of the year, John Wick 3.
No, that's both of our movie of the year.
You made it?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like, for the longest time, it's like, I don't know if it's my number one, but I can't think of anything I put above it, so it's like, yeah, number one.
To me, I think I mentioned it was Joker was competing, but then what I thought about was there's other things I watched rather than Joker, so when that got put down, John Wick was alone there.
Yeah, it's almost the same reason I put it as number one, because there's a lot of movies like I arguably like Joker coming out of the theater more than John Wick 3. But then it's like, but which one would I rather like go back and rewatch constantly? John Wick. Mm-hmm. It's just so fucking good. That's gotta be one of the most consistent franchises ever made, right?
Honestly, yeah.
Because all three are at minimum a 9.
Yeah.
like if you had to rank them, it's like for me it's 1, 3, 2. And it's all like not like one's like a 9.7, 3's like a 9.5, then 2's like a 9.2, like a 9.3.
They're barely. It's a case where they're barely different movies, but they flow perfectly.
Yeah. The only reason that 2 is like, I just think 3's a little bit more fun because it was a little bit more different than the other two, and one gets the bonus points of being the one that started it all. Mm-hmm. God, it's so. Can Keanu Reeves do any wrong?
Yes, because there were Matrix sequels.
You make good points.
There's gonna be
but was
another
Keanu
one.
the problem in those?
No, but I want to head.
So Keanu can do no wrong.
Yes. Anyway, next was Brightburn. Bit of wasted potential here.
Yeah. But I mean, if that anything's anything to tell us, apparently we might be seeing this again, like this, because like he was building this like. It was the same thing as Split, that Split did last year, where at the end you find out, oh, it's actually in the same universe as another movie that was previously done.
Yeah, so, I'm not that interested in seeing this whole universe, but it could be fun.
I'm interested in seeing a psychopathic kid just basically school shootering the world.
Yeah.
Because the most fun thing about that is just the deaths in that movie were fucking creative, at least.
Yeah, there's like 3 deaths, and all pretty fun.
Oh, it's real. Fun is a real weird word.
Slasher fun.
Still a real weird word to use there.
Slashers are meant to be fun. No one's scared of a fucking slasher these days.
Yeah, slashers are fun. But the sentence, death, it's like, those deaths were fun.
I mean, they were fun for the people dying, but like, they were fun for me. Alright, so next was Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
You mean the movie's biggest 5 out of 10?
Yes.
Year's biggest 5 out of 10? If you saw the trailers, you saw the movie.
Yeah, that is true. That's why I'm so mad at it for the longest time. My fucking...
I told every one of you going into this, only watch the first 2 trailers. I've been saying it, and this was the movie that proved it to you.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't help that Rahul's ass was out here, hey, check out all these leaks and these memes and this everything else. It's like, cool. Thanks, Rahul. Like, I've seen everything the movie had to offer by the time it came out.
Yeah, such a fucking...
Love you, buddy.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that for the next one. Well, he's not. I mean, I already...
Nigga, I see him on Facebook.
Because even if I saw this shit, I didn't share anything with, like, you guys.
I know. But if it got to him somehow, it got to the rest of us.
Yeah. So next was Shaft. That was fun, but...
Do you like... I mean, every joke in that movie is the same joke. It's just, it's funny because black people. Which...
Well, more like the age difference, too.
Yeah, true,
like,
true.
Lol millennials versus boomers.
Not even so much millennials versus boomers. Old black people versus young black people.
Yeah.
Like, hood black guy versus, like, middle-class black
You're right,
guy.
but I think you could argue, like, even though it's, like, quote-unquote hood black guy, it's also just, like, tough guy aesthetic from the 80s.
No. A lot of the things, it was, like, traditionally black thing, like, street black people shit. And then a lot of it was... oh, he doesn't get it. He's not black enough.
Yeah,
that
was a lot of...
The entire thesis of the movie is black people, like, the new our generation of black people aren't black people anymore because we don't do crime just because crime.
I think it was
fried chicken isn't the best thing ever.
I think they were trying to be a bit more balanced than that because they show that the older guys...
Are you sure about that?
Because he was kind of portrayed as an idiot sometimes. And the young guy was able to, like, solve issues that he couldn't by thinking through them.
That was less, because Boomer, it was more, look, black guy went to school and got a degree. Other black guy didn't because he was in the hood. Sam Jackson says fucking nigga all the time.
Jeez. I didn't think about it this much, like it's fucking Shaft.
I didn't think about it this much either. No, it's not exactly a very deep movie.
It's not. It's not.
It basically blatantly says, this movie's about black people for black people. This is supposed to be the Black Spider-Man. And if you get where that joke's from, I love you.
So, next was the one I saw, because my dad wanted to see for Father's Day, the Aladdin remake. It was whatever, and that's it.
I feel like I've more or less seen this movie because I've seen original Aladdin.
You've seen original Aladdin.
It's like I've seen original Aladdin and I've seen Will Smith in things. If I combine those, I get subpar Aladdin.
I mean, apparently it's one of the better ones of the remakes.
I mean,
or at least the Lion King took everyone's hatred, like, because that was a disaster. I didn't.
You mean
see
the animated movie that Disney refuses to believe is animated?
Yeah. Jesus, speaking of animated movie, next was Toy Story 4.
The movie that had no reason to exist, but everyone's happy it does.
Oh yeah, maybe I'm telling like it's great. I will say, in terms of theater experience though, we had a pretty bad one because a bunch of fucking teens on their phones the whole time, and then
fuck those little bitches.
Honest to God, they were pretty bad.
Fuck those kids in the kids movie while we're trying to watch the kids movie.
Well, I've seen kids be decent. We've had these. No, like How to Train Your Dragon was perfectly fine. A fucking Frozen 2 later on that was perfectly fine, but for this one,
let me preface that. Fuck them kids in my kids movie. Toy Story ain't for this new generation. That's ours. Incredibles 2 wasn't for those little niglets. That's for us. That was our kids movie. So fuck them little bastards.
So, our kids movie next was Child's Play.
Yeah.
That's
certainly my favorite line of the year. Fucking Mark Hamill yelling, "This is for Tupac!" as he stabs a black lady in the eye or some shit.
Oh my god. Other than that, I mean, it was fine.
Yeah, it's completely fine. It's fun. I'm okay with seeing more of this. And I'm definitely down for more crazy-ass Mark Hamill. But we'll get to crazy Mark Hamill later.
We'll save that for last. Actually, that is last, because the rest are fucking, like, Netflix shit. Next was Spider-Man Far From Home.
I like this movie.
No, I know, yeah. I think everyone's like, yeah, it's fine. It's no endgame.
Yeah. I mean, nothing's endgame.
It's the epilogue chapter.
It's literally, what does this world look like now that everyone's back, now that Tony's dead?
Like everything. So, all right, let's settle down. Let's make things the same.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that like one of the most clever things I saw in this movie was like because I went back and saw it again, and people started like noticing and pointing out. Like I saw like online, people were pointing out that. You know how like how in the movie they say that like Mysterio and his team had been like following Peter the entire time. If you look in the background of those scenes, like the entire team is in the background of a lot of those early scenes. Like the scene where like they first get to Venice and shit, and like they're kind of looking out at the city. You look right over at Tom Holland's shoulder, and there is Jake Gyllenhaal. He's in that scene, just then no one notices him, and it shows like it's actually the movie's continuity is actually pretty good.
That's a nice attention to the detail.
Yeah. It's fun. I like Spider-Man, and Tom Holland is my favorite Spider-Man. So
no Spider-Verse, but nothing Spider-Verse.
That's a different beast altogether.
Yeah. Next was Midsommar. Sure, I had the
Midsommar it is the best Jordan Peele movie that wasn't made by Jordan Peele.
And we saw it in the perfect environment. The dingiest, shittiest theater in our area.
We were nowhere near our area. That was like a solid 45 minutes away.
Yeah, but like just like this complete trash theater, small ass screen.
But that's
we can hear Spider-Man happening.
The best part of Midsommar is all the quiet, tension-filled scenes, and then you have Far From Home in the theater beside being loud as shit.
But it really did add to the creepy atmosphere, especially because that movie is so brightly lit.
Yeah, like you said a while back, like the best thing that movie does is it's super fucking tense, it's super creepy, and doesn't have a single scene at night. Or, like, there might be one, but, like, none of them are creepy at night. Its entire thing is bright sunny days. You can see everything.
Yeah.
So just the atmosphere is so uncomfortable, and it's perfect. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, and you get all the creepy cult shit you can want.
And you're right. That is the best theater to see it in, because it's fucking horrible. Have you people ever been to a theater that... 99% of theaters have an incline, so people in the back rows can see over the idiots in the front? This theater is flat, with poles in the middle of it. So, and it's only got like 7 rows total.
Also, the little cup holders are attached to the seat in front of you, not at like your arm.
Yeah, they're in front of you, and like you don't notice they're there because you end up kicking them over half the time because they're still at like foot level. So it's just a complete mess. The perfect theater to watch some fuckery.
Yep. So you have fuckery. Next was Stuber.
I think you mean the best movie of last year.
The movie where we were the only 2 people looking forward to it from the trailers.
And the only two people that seem to have actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I will die on the hill saying that this movie is fantastic.
It's funny. I can't defend it anymore.
I think 99% of why we think it's funny is because you had the perfect description of it before it came out. The first time we saw a trailer of this movie, the first thing David says is, we're literally watching Batista's backup plan for if a James Gunn doesn't come back for Guardians 3. And from there, we're in 100% on this movie.
Oh, man.
This movie probably could have been terrible. We still would have fucked with it, exclusively because we had so many memes made for it beforehand.
Yeah, but I think it was actually legitimately good.
Oh no, it was legitimately good, which makes it better.
I will say the first half, we were laughing a bit, but I was like, oh, this isn't the greatest, though. I'm a bit worried. And then the second half was gold.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Speaking of gold, Tarantino's movie of the year, number 23, Crawl. Fucking Crawl.
You had me entirely fucked up there, because you were like, I was like, oh yes, I'm getting ready to talk about some Tarantino. One of my favorite movies last year, Crawl. Hold up.
No, it really was his favorite.
Yeah, no, I remember it now. It's like, I was thinking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
The best part, that's next.
That's...
Crawl. But Crawl.
Crawl is the definition of you get what you paid for. Did you come here to see some crocodiles eat some fuckers in Florida? Yes. What did you get in the movies? Crocodiles eating motherfuckers in Florida. And an ending, and no ending. Because the movie doesn't end.
Yeah, it just kind of cuts. But I mean, like, I think it helps, like, it was action-packed enough so you get your crocodile action, reserved enough so that it's not too stupid.
It has the exact opposite problem of Irishman. Irishman is about 30 minutes too long. This movie could have taken those 30 minutes out of Irishman and added, like, a solid another, like, 5 minutes and actually give the movie a damn ending. Because literally every other, like, disaster type of movie like this, you see them get to safety and you get to see, like, some confirmation. Like, yeah, they're good. You see them get on a helicopter or on the boat or some shit. You see them survive Jaws. You see them get away. This movie, literally, you see a helicopter in the sky and they're like, yay, credits. Just hard cut credits. Like someone, like they forgot to film the last bit of the movie or some shit. It just hard cuts and then done. We're done here. That's all we need to see. But that movie was fucking fun.
Yeah, it really was Tarantino's movie of the year. Speaking of Tarantino.
It seems like Tarantino's movie.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
The best movie I never need to see again.
Yeah, it was I think we loved it. I think we would love it even more if we had that background knowledge on like old Hollywood. Like I don't. Yeah. At least.
Well, you don't need too much background knowledge on old Hollywood.
No, but I mean like a lot of people, when I see breakdowns, videos and stuff, they really bring up a lot of the stuff like in the background. You see a bunch of shit.
Yeah, like the time period is one thing, but like I think what you like to really enjoy it, what you should have a background in, is know about the Manson family and things like that.
Yeah.
Because the movie spends a lot of time with like, they never explicitly really go into too much detail about it, but a lot of the events they talk about, a lot of the things they like allude to are all real Manson family things.
Those I caught.
Yeah. And has the best ending of the fucking year.
It does, yeah. That car race was fantastic.
Tarantino movies are all just blood-filled gore fests half the time.
I know, they heard a more excited theater than when Leonardo DiCaprio brought the flamethrower.
That's a sentence I love that we can say. I don't think anyone's ever been as excited.
Take this, climate change.
Take this, liberals.
Speaking.
My man brought out the heavy flamer like it was Warhammer.
Speaking of fun, of the Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
Or as you described it, or as you say I described it, that's not how that works, the movie.
Oh my god, your rant after the movie.
There's a long, 45-minute rant that we're not getting into today.
Oh, it is. But I think you should explain. You're into cars and stuff.
I work around cars. I'm a car guy. I've had problems with the Fast and Furious, but I love those movies because, I don't have much options. I love Fast and Furious, and I did like this movie. I had a ton of fun with it. Just in my mind, it's every time I see them do something that doesn't work the way a car is supposed to work, I can't help but think, that's not how that works. God damn it. But can you be mad at The Rock and Jason Statham?
I mean, yeah, some people are really sick of The Rock.
You.
No, I'm not.
I mean,
I love him.
How many people have a rule that says I can only deal with one of your movies a year, though?
I mean, true, but I love it's because
that sounds like you're getting on to I'm sick of him.
But it's a case of his charisma is great. We all love The Rock. from, especially like back in the wrestling days and stuff. But he does play the same character each time.
I know, he's in the same category as Will Smith, Ryan Reynolds, and shit, where it's, you don't act, you're just yourself in a movie.
And I think those type of actors, like, because they are great, but I do like, I don't want to see just this, if I see them in something else in the same year, or, like, close to each other, all I will think of is the same guy from fucking the last movie I saw.
Sounds a little elitist if you ask me, but anyways.
So you give elitists, the elites are going down, and society will be changed forever, because that's just Joker.
Yes. You know, the movie of the year, goddamn, incite all those riots and violence, and all those incels to go and commit all these heinous acts. Oh wait, it didn't.
And all those
but there's another movie. All the machete fights in the streets and in them theaters. Oh wait, that wasn't Joker. Joker was completely peaceful, but the media makes it out that it was going to be crazy.
Oh my
But
God.
the movie they didn't make out to be crazy was
The media shit show. It was a perfect marketing.
It really was, and it was kind of like the biggest win for the internet, because all the media was like, Joker's crazy. If you're a single man, you can't see Joker alone. They're not going to let you in the theaters, and nothing happened.
I mean, it's the same crap as the video games cause violence.
Yeah, I know, and they keep getting dunked on for that argument too.
Yeah.
Like every scientist, like all the researchers come out and it's like video games cause
I will say,
violence.
I'm glad that, like...
Okay, that's cool. You let me finish my point then, fucking bitch.
You finish.
Yeah, but it's like they're always like, video games cause violence. Then all the research and everyone else comes through and there's like, there's literally nothing to support that. Stop saying it, you dirty fuck. Fucking boomers.
But, I mean, I will say, I'm glad that, like, that conversation, once the movie came out, that conversation died off. Media, too, kind of left it. And they just started praising it, too, so...
And then the internet got a hold of it.
Oh
Boy.
Oh, man. You know, we were talking, we were looking up, like, terrible Joker tribute videos of, like, all those new metal songs, but I found something worse. I found it from fucking Penguin Zero. There's these videos of, like, it's like Joker inspirational quotes.
What?
And it just like stills from both Heath Ledger's Joker from The Dark Knight and the new Joker with random inspirational quotes on there, but like not even from him, just like some people randomly found, but it's always the most cringe-lord garbage. The one that I remember is like 80% of men have girlfriends, 20% of them have brains. Like that shit.
Sounds like some shit from the people that are out here making quotes about Joker.
And like there's always one word misspelled, and the background music is like lo-fi trap beats.
See, like, I really enjoyed Joker, but I can never say I enjoyed it because I hate everyone else who enjoyed it.
It was yeah, there's it's pretty cringy famous around. I mean, most people like it, and like most people are fine.
Like everyone agrees it's a fantastic movie, but the problem is the internet. Like
the
everyone,
real cringy corner of the fan base.
And the problem is they're fucking loud. Like you can't use the word society anywhere anymore. I've tried, like, just in conversation, I've tried to use the word society around you fuckers. And the next thing I know, I look over and see you fucks just going, society. Just immediately turns into a fucking meme. It's like, okay, cool, nah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, guess that conversation went out the window.
Mm-hmm. Next was Gemini Man.
Moving on. Do you have things to say about Gemini Man? Because I don't.
I will say I came to not hate it as much.
Cool.
That's it.
It's Will Smith the needing cat. It's Will Smith wanting money. That's it.
Next was Zombieland. Double Tap.
Great movie that should have came out 5 years ago.
Yeah, even though I haven't seen the first one, everything about it just screamed like, is this really like necessary in 2019?
Yeah, because like because it's a fantastic movie. Like, if you like Zombieland 1, it's just more of the same. It's a great sequel, and all the characters are still fun as hell. And I think I got one of my favorite jokes out of that movie. Not from the movie, just things that I personally used to attack David with. Fucking Pink Elsa.
Oh my god.
So for you people that didn't see the movie, there's this one character whose name I can't be fucked to remember. And she's like, her whole thing is like, she's the annoying blonde stereotype, and she always wears pink. So I decided, I saw an opportunity. I look over to David after a scene where, like, there's a kind of like fake out gag where her character's like, oh, she died, or they got rid of her. Like, her character's gone for the movie for a while. But then they bring her back, and then I look over and there's an audible groan from David. He's just like, fucking hell. He's so done with it. I'm just like, why are you so mad? They brought back Pink Elsa. And the look he shot me said, you say anything else, and you're going down the stairs of this theater. And that's when I knew I had won.
It doesn't even make sense.
Doesn't have to make sense, just has to bother you.
It's be annoying. Piece of shit. Speaking of piece of shit, the next movie is Terminator Dark Fate.
You hate this movie more than you have any right to.
I don't think I do. A lot of people hate it more than I do. Like,
yeah, but those people are called assholes.
No. Like, I'll be honest, I couldn't be that fucked that they killed John Connor at the beginning. Because at this point, like, everything that happens after T2 is, like, its canon is questionable.
I don't know why people get mad at bad Terminator sequels. It's not like, we haven't gotten a good Terminator sequel since T2.
Maybe that's it, just stop, just please.
Just let the franchise die. Or it's like, either let the franchise die or just completely reboot it.
It's like
they keep doing all these soft reboots and they're like, bring back Arnie, bring back Arnie, bring back Arnie. It's like, just let him die. Just reset the franchise at this point.
Every time James Cameron comes out, oh yeah, no, this is the best one. This is the real Terminator 3, guys. This is the best one. He said that for Genesis, and then for this one. He's like, oh, Genesis was bad, but no, this is the real T3, guys. This is the real good one.
But the real question is, all of the movies that came out after T2, what's the best one? Well, there's an easy answer. It's Salvation. Because Salvation is the only one that isn't terrible.
Yeah, Salvation is kind of forgettable, but at least it's not like...
I'd rather have forgettable than terrible.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen 3. I don't really remember.
It's not... Yeah. You don't need to see 3.
But something that's not terrible, number 30, Ford vs. Ferrari.
Oh, that movie's so fucking good.
Oh my god. To see a car guy. I think I mentioned that, like, I only saw it because you were, like, interested in cars and shit, but it was so worth it.
Oh, yeah, because I love that movie not just as a car guy. I love it because it's also, well, as a car guy. I love it because it's one of my favorite racing stories. I love the story of Ken Miles and the Ford versus Ferrari rivalry in Le Mans. And you know, like, to this day, it's still kind of there, but not really. But that's a different topic for a movie, for a podcast. That's
a podcast that I probably wouldn't be on.
Yeah, but it's like, I love that story, and Christian Bale and thing. Is it wrong that I wanted to call him Zac Efron for a second there?
Zac Efron.
It was the name that popped in my head for some reason. Fine, Matt Damon, fuck. I don't think those names even share letters. I don't know why. Where did I get fucking Zac Efron from? Yeah, but Matt Damon and Christian Bale, like, two fantastic actors playing two characters I already like in real life. And the movie just shot amazingly.
The guy who plays, I forget his name, the actual racer.
Oh, Ken Miles?
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian Bale?
No, Christian Bale that was Christian Bale? No.
Yeah, Christian Bale's the one who played, yeah, Ken Miles. He's the guy driving the car.
He's
the racer. What are you remembering?
Let's get my actors mixed up.
Do you not remember who Christian Bale is?
I mean, you
Batman. I
know who Christian Bale is.
Yeah, but
I just forgot that he was the one playing Ken Miles, so it's like I was playing someone else.
You sure you remember this movie?
Alright, I mean, I didn't know when Zac Efron showed up, so...
I never said I thought Zac Efron was in it. I just mixed up I forgot the name. In my head, I was looking for Matt Damon, and for some reason, Zac Efron was the name that popped up in my head first.
This is what happens when you, like, talk about, like, 30 plus movies at once.
Yeah, but none of those had Zac Efron. I haven't seen a Zac Efron movie since fucking, like, High School Musical. Actually, that's a lie. I've seen 17 again.
I haven't, like, I don't know.
It's fun.
Alright. I didn't avoid it or anything, just never...
Yeah, it's one of those movies that was like, it's forgettable.
Before vs. Ferrari, no, very, very,
fucking fantastic.
Very good. Next was Frozen 2.
One of us liked this movie a lot more than everyone else.
No, I think so. Like, Salsa dug it.
Everyone else was like, yeah, it's a Pixar movie or Disney movie for kids. And that's where it ends.
The others,
but then there's you.
I think the others liked it more than you did.
I say it's like a 7 out of 10. It's a good movie. But I chalk it up to, yeah, it's fun for a kid's movie. And that's where it goes. I mean, the lead's a bland, boring emo chick, but...
God damn it, Jeremy Chan. Really turned on me that day, god damn.
That was my favorite fucking thing. Because you were visibly fucking mad about that.
It's like, God damn it, Jeremy. Total respect to Jeremy Tans. We love him, but God damn it.
We love him when he agrees with us. If he doesn't,
none of the YouTube critics I watch at least liked it at all. But like, I mean, they didn't hate it, right? They didn't get as much vitriol as the next one, the next movie on our list.
I just want to point out that before we saw Frozen, I half-heartedly made the joke saying, "What if Frozen ends up being better than Star Wars?" I regret putting that energy into the universe.
I was saying that I hope Frozen 2 is great because it's gonna be like a nice cushion for Star Wars, but I was kidding because I thought Star Wars was gonna be okay. The next movie is Star Wars. That's the last movie we saw of the year in theaters. We did see something else.
Irishman.
No, Knives Out.
Oh right, Knives
Out. Because we missed that when it was first came out, but we caught it right at the tail end of it showing in like our area. Yeah. But before that, so the last movie of the year was Star Wars, and oh boy, oh fuck.
So you know those people that were mad at Last Jedi? I wasn't one of those people. I wasn't mad at it. I'm mad at Rise of Skywalker though.
Oh man. That movie Rise of Skywalker actually bummed us out for like 2-3 days. I thought I was going. It was in my head. Like I was at work. It was just in my head the whole time. I'm like, I'm losing my mind here. Like it's just a movie. Like it shouldn't be on my mind this much, right? Like come on. I'll think about it later. There's real life to be had, right? And then as I'm thinking that, this man here messaged me like, oh, it's like day 3 of Rise of Skywalker being garbage.
That's like day 3 of Rise of Skywalker still shit.
And I'm like, oh, so I'm not the only one.
Fucking hell, that movie's terrible.
I feel like it deserves its own podcast. Like, can't just throw it in with this one. Like, it needs like
This is one we need like the entire squad for.
Oh god. Yeah. Fuck.
Give it its fair trial before we try to execute it. Get the people who want to defend it in here. So we'll say
there's no one. No one I know.
Otto says he likes it more than us.
Yeah, but he says he likes it in the Transformers sense, but he never defended it as a movie.
Yeah, I know. No, because I was talking to him about it, and like he likes it more than Last Jedi, and he has basically the exact opposite opinion between like those two movies as us. We more or less were okay with Last Jedi. He fucking hates it.
But he even admits Last Jedi is a better movie. It's better made.
I don't care about what's better made or shit. It's like, which one did you enjoy more? And to him, it seems, at least from what I gathered, it's Res Skywalker.
Although I do think, because we talked to him shortly after the movie, but I think he says, we always bring up shit that's wrong with it in post, you know? Like, we find more things wrong with it. Because even when we were leaving, I'm like, I was in disbelief when we left, because I was like, oh, was it? I expected to be meh with either actually like it as an adventure movie or just be meh with it. But as we leave the theater, just like my stomach just sank. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I remember for like the solid 3-4 months before it came out, I kept saying, man, I can't wait for Star Wars to be fucking terrible. Because as soon as they revealed the name of the movie, I was like, that's a terrible name. And the color of the font is terrible because for some reason me and you bitched about it being blue and it just visually looks horrible.
But I was so mad because the trailers. I mean, at least I was like, well, at least it's shot nicely. All the good shots are in the trailers.
It turns out it's actually shot like shit and has like 4 moments of okay shots.
Yeah.
All the special effects aren't finished. They ruin almost every character with the exception of Kylo. But I mean, they brought back our boy Palps. And disrespected him.
Put him on a stick. Literally paraded him on a stick.
They put my boy on GLaDOS from Portal. I still remember like your face when because like when everyone first sees it, you don't fully see what he's on at first. You see it's like torso up. It's kind of zoomed in, so you can clearly see he's on something. He's attached to something. So, like you said, everyone thought it was like he's being held up from like the bottom or something. It's almost like he's like being like on a bed almost, and it's just like standing up.
Yeah,
vertically.
like okay, he can't walk. Sure.
Yeah, it's like he's on like some kind of life support system. Okay, that makes sense. You can see he's almost like a corpse. So it's like okay, they kind of shot it like a horror movie when they show him. Then they cut to a wide shot at the end of the movie, and they show what he's actually attached to. And this motherfucker's on GLaDOS from Portal.
And it's like He's attached to the ceiling. The ceiling's it's a temple.
No, for anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, Google GLaDOS from Portal, and you'll see it's literally that with Palpatine on the end of it, and it's as stupid as you think it is.
And the shot is so bad because it's just like that, like little Palp and Rey in the corner, just this huge stick he's on.
They got to a point where I was just hoping, I want them to just embrace the fucking memes and just be like, because you said, I think, probably the funniest thing I saw about that movie. What if the shot when Palp just, comes in from behind Rey, what if he's like, do it, and just behind her?
Oh, the ending was it's like I don't want to rant about it because we ranted about it for days.
Nick, we've ranted about it for a fucking month.
We ranted about it yesterday. Compare it to Frozen, and feel like Frozen's a little better. Like, Frozen had better water animation than in Star Wars, somehow.
God damn it.
Oh, yeah, God. I will say, it's even though it did make $1 billion, it's kind of flatlining there. Like, it ain't I don't think
it's no, it only made $1 billion.
Well, of course it would have, but, I expected, considering how much the others made, it
underperformed by Disney's Star Wars high-ass standard.
From what a Star Wars movie should make. And, obviously to make $1 billion, that means some people did like and rewatch it, but I think a lot of people just didn't fucking bother.
I want to be in the financial position to be able to say, man, I underperformed, I only made $1 billion.
I mean, comparatively speaking, Disney did have quite a few did make quite a few $1 billion grossing movies this year.
Yeah, because they made 4 remakes of movies that you already like.
Varying qualities.
We need to stop seeing... See, it's it's a real iffy subject, because it's man, we need to stop supporting these Disney movies. But 90% of the movies that come out are Disney movies.
Well, also, going through this list, the only bad one is one I saw just because my dad wanted to, which is Aladdin, and that wasn't the worst thing.
But think of the parents with young kids though who have to see all these fuckers.
Oh yeah,
they probably want to kill themselves, or the kid from making them have to see it.
Well, I mean, I guess because kids now love Marvel, so they're also seeing the good and
more Disney movies.
Exactly, but at least they're good.
Yeah.
And if they really give a shit about movies, they'll probably see other shit here too. Because we've seen most of the big tentpole movies, a lot of them are Disney. But we still get quite a few from the others.
Yeah.
There is a bit of a market dominance that ain't, I don't think, stopping anytime soon.
Oh no, Disney's our corporate overlords. The mouse is going to build a Death Star in the shape of Mickey's head.
Yeah, but in terms of an artistic failure, I think Rise of Skywalker has its defenders, but I'm not seeing when people argue about Last Jedi, it was paragraphs of filmmaking and lore shit, tooth and nail. This one, people who it was oh fuck off, I thought it was fun. The people who even the people who disliked it is there are those fucking essay videos out there, but most people are oh fuck this movie, just fuck it.
Yeah.
They don't have the care to really go in.
They're kind of done with this franchise at this point. The sequel trilogy can go fuck itself overall.
At least Mandalorian is apparently really good.
Yeah, still gotta watch it.
But so yeah, so then, do you wanna? So the two I saw a bunch of Netflix movies.
I just go through them quick.
6 Underground is the best Michael Bay movie I've ever seen. It's hella fun.
Is it? It's
really fun. Ryan Reynolds in it, he's fantastic. It's not just it's not necessarily just him playing the same character as always. He's kind of this snarky businessman who's he's trying to save the world.
Sounds like Ryan Reynolds.
But he's fun. His crew's pretty fun. The movie is batshit insane. And it's rated R. Michael Bay really works on the rated R space. It's an exploitation movie. It's what he does.
Yeah, look at all the best Bay movies. 6 Underground, Pain and Gain, Bad Boys 1. When Michael Bay gets to be rated R doing a project he likes, he's actually a decent director. Just when he gets stuffed into PG-13 movies that he's forced to make 37 sequels of, then he kind of just says, fuck it.
Claws, I liked Claws, not as much as everyone else who saw it did. I'm very happy it's getting the love it's getting, because I would like to see more 2D animated movies that look as good as it does. The Two Popes, kind of an Oscar bait biopic.
What do you mean, kinda?
Very much. But I mean, hey, it was my favorites of the year. It's really, really good. It's also worth it just to see fucking Anthony Hopkins in full Pope gear destroying a slice of pizza. Like, I've never felt so bad for a slice of pizza. It is not dignifying.
You have weird fetishes.
No. Okay, here's one we both saw, Knives Out. The last 2019 movie we saw in theaters.
We should have caught that earlier because it is so fucking good.
Even people shit on The Last Jedi. I was like, nope, Rian Johnson got this one in the bag.
Yeah, if you didn't like him after The Last Jedi, this will change your opinion. Because I don't remember if I've seen Rian Johnson movies before, but this is
I've seen Looper way back when, but I remember nothing about it.
I forgot Looper was a Rian Johnson movie.
It was good. I just don't remember much about it. I think I also caught it like midway through too.
Yeah, but Knives Out is so fucking good. It deserved more than one Oscar, or Oscar nom at least.
Yeah, it should have got at least Best Supporting Actor for Daniel Craig. Fucking masterful performance.
Goddamn CSI KFC. Daniel Craig is so fucking good. It's been because for so long because he's just been Bond for like the last 10 years.
Stoic angry Bond.
Yeah,
too.
stoic angry Bond, not really doing anything. But this just shows like, oh no, Daniel Craig has a lot of range, and when he wants to be funny, he's actually fucking funny. And it's like Daniel Craig is fucking hilarious in this because he's the opposite of this stoic angry Bond. He's fucking Southern Kentucky accented up eccentric detective. Like, he's Sherlock Holmes if Sherlock Holmes lived in Kentucky, and it's fantastic. Then you got the other actor playing the exact opposite of the character he's been for 10 years. Fucking Chris Evans. He's playing the exact opposite of Captain America. Captain America's all perfect virtues, kind, little sarcastic here and there because Marvel movies. Here's just the asshole, and I love it. Because that just made me... I just remember the first thing I said after seeing him is, I want this version of Cap. Just fucking pissed off, angry asshole Cap would be fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so even though it's last, I'll talk about it just because I saw this one. I Lost My Body also made my top 10 last minute. Also another really great 2D animated movie. I think it's like, I liked it a bit more than Klaus, because it is like, it's relatively quite different than most animated movies. Like, something I didn't mention was that it's very rare to see an animated movie where there's, even from other countries and stuff, at least the ones that reach the West here, that have like not even no kids jokes, no jokes in general.
It's one of those like art house movies where it's like...
It's a romance. It's a proper romance.
A hand romance?
The flashback scenes where like he's a lot like, well, he didn't die, but when he has both hands and he's fine, it's a romance story. But then it's flashbacks being had by this hand.
That put a lot of real weird images in my head. Fucking hand romance. I'm just like, masturbation?
Yeah. So the last one that we both saw was Irishman.
It's a 2-hour, 45-minute movie that got stretched out to 3.5 hours.
I did like 2 hours 45. I'd say I like 2 hours 45 minutes of it, which is a pretty strong accomplishment for a movie.
Yeah, but
the problem is it's like 45 minutes and I'm like, okay.
Because everything I've heard about this movie is it's good for like the first 2 hours 45 minutes, but after that you're just kind of like, get to the end, get to the point. It's like they needed to find a way to cut out a lot of that fucking filler.
And I know we're damn plebs and those movies are like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, but I don't care about those movies and I don't care about the people that like them. Fuck them.
Well, there you have it.
You wanted me from my opinions, I don't give a fuck.
I mean, yeah, I give it like a 7. It's good. I respect it. I probably will never watch it again. I don't really want
I'll never watch it again off the principle of I don't feel like sitting there for another 3.5 hours. It's a great movie. Robert De Niro is fucking phenomenal. My only problem is, have you seen a mafia movie? Yes. You've seen at minimum 2 hours of this movie.
I think I liked it more than you because I have not seen a mafia movie in my life.
And I've seen...
You've seen The Godfather and all.
Yeah, it's like I've seen all the ones you need to see. Godfather, Goodfellas, Scarface. So it's like it hits every one of those beats. It's a great movie. Just my biggest problem is it's 3.5 hours. You've got to do something to justify the fucking length.
Yeah, and it just kind of tells the story straightforward.
Yeah,
it's a good story, but
well, I mean, it can't be that straightforward since it wasn't until I called you after I saw it and you went, "Wait, that's how the timelines worked?"
It was just the scenes of like them driving to the place. I thought that was something else. I literally thought that it was trying to show that the whole time he was helping this guy's like what was it, mom or something, go like back and forth to places. I didn't realize it was
That was their wives.
Wives, yeah. Why did I say moms?
Because your words that I... Why am I tiptoeing around the word retard? I've already said it today. Because you're retarded.
It's so bad. You can't say that.
It's like, I shouldn't say retard, because this can be on the internet. Then it's like, wait, I said it like 45 minutes ago.
Oh no.
I think it opens on me calling you a retard.
We're getting demonetized.
No, we're going to get demonetized from the 6 viewers we're going to get.
That is
So
the video. We're not even putting ads on the video.
Yeah. How many viewers we got to get before we can get that, for, you know, time for our sponsor, you know, Raid Shadow Legends? That's right, they're sponsoring shows this little.
They might as well be.
Hey yo, anybody got a connection? Hey yo, Raid, hooking it up.
I just want to turn it off. Like that's where we end this. Doesn't resume. Doesn't resume.
Random pause.
Yep. Oh god, I'll fix this.
Time for some shoddy editing. You know, chop that little pause out so it's just an even more.
All right,
awkward
I'll
pause.
fix it. Just chop. He's like, all right, let's see the video. He's like, this video is sponsored by Raid. It cuts.
We're not cutting out my Raid Shadow Legends. Download the code today. Okay, what the fuck are we saying?
So no, I think we're done. We went through all 38 movies we saw this year.
Okay, so you already did your fucking top 10 with Rahul. So I'll just real quick go through mine. So 1, John Wick, obviously. 2, Ford vs. Ferrari. Joker. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Knives Out. Us. Avengers. Spider-Man. Midsummer. Stuber. Stuber is there exclusively because I will die on the hill saying Stuber was fantastic. But the list that I feel, because I don't think you guys talked about it, what's the worst 5?
Oh, I have that. Worst 5. Alright, so going from 5 to 1. Number 5, Aladdin. Number 4, Gemini Man. Number 3, Terminator. Number 2, Hellboy. Number 1, Rise of Skywalker.
So for me, from 5 to 1, it's Lego Movie 2. Like I said, only movie this year to make me fall asleep in theaters. 4, Shazam, just because I'm a bitter asshole. 3 is Gemini Man, because it's actually kind of stupid. 2 is Star Wars, because it's by far the movie that made us the angriest this year. And number 1 is Hellboy.
I put Star Wars front of Hellboy because I had hope for Star Wars, and it's fucking Star Wars, you know?
I put Hellboy below Star Wars, however you want to word that. I put Hellboy below Star Wars exclusively because with Star Wars I had some type of hope and I was disappointed. Hellboy I had no hope and I was still disappointed. So it's like I had no expectations on Hellboy and yet it still managed to fail.
It was definitely a stronger reaction to Star Wars than Hellboy.
Yeah, because I cared about Star Wars. So it's like,
yeah.
I'm mad because I cared.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care about Hellboy and it still made me mad. So
that's fair.
And I think arguably Hellboy's still, well not arguably, Hellboy's the worst movie.
That we saw.
Yeah, well, in the context of Hellboy or Star Wars, yeah.
Oh, between the two. Oh, I just seen in general.
I mean overall.
Because we missed some true we did try to see garbage. Like, there's some real garbage that released this year.
You'll notice that Cats is absent from this list.
Yeah, Black Christmas. That's apparently one of the worst.
I tried to drag him to Cats, but every time he would always hit me with the, do you want to see Cats? And it's like, I don't, but...
Listen, we saw Knives Out instead. I think we won. I think we
Let's act like we couldn't have gone another day.
Well, you're right.
When you see that, when you spend $450 going to movies in a year,
God.
you can go and spend the extra $20. You know, upgrade from the Xbox One to the Xbox One S in that price.
Well, that's
I have other topics that I wrote down because I'm prepared. I'm like, you fucks.
Well, we don't have to put all of these in one podcast. It's also been like an hour. We're good on time. It's like an hour something.
Well, how long do these usually run?
We try. Okay, so maximum it is 2 hours, but we usually try to keep them an hour. For the favorite film one, we went overboard.
Okay.
So I think we're good on this one.
All right.
Oh.
Bye, people.
Bye.
You're gonna miss my beautifully sexual voice.